Welcome back. Our next guests are here with details on their current musical that gives a unique twist to a classic story. I'm joined now by some of the cast from Bellisima Productions' show, Alice by Heart. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you so much for having us.
Of course. Let's start off by talking about the story of Alice by Heart and what makes it unique.
Well, Alice by Heart is kind of a story about Alice in Wonderland. It takes place during World War II in London during the bombings. So there's a group of kids that are taking shelter in the underground. And Alice, our main character, is there with her friend Alfred, who's sick. And to kind of comfort him, she starts to read him Alice in Wonderland, which was their favorite book as children. However, the nurse gets upset and takes the book away, so Alice says, "That's fine, I know it by heart." And she starts to retell the story by heart. And as she does, the other kids in the underground start to transform into the Wonderland characters. And we go through the story, but she starts to realize that she's forgotten some things aren't what she remembers, and it's basically a story about her dealing with the trauma and the grief of the real world and her friend being ill.
Okay. What roles do you all play?
So I play Alice in Alice by Heart.
Her main star.
Very fun.
Yeah.
I play Tabitha in the real world and the Cheshire Cat in Wonderland.
Oh, fun.
I play Nigel in the Tube Station and then the Dormouse in Wonderland.
Okay. How would you describe the music of the show?
I think that the show's music is so beautiful. Duncan Sheik, who, if you are a fan of Spring Awakening, wrote the music for that. I think the music is so rich and beautiful, and it's so engaging. Like, I have not been able to put the soundtrack down since getting the role, so I think everybody will definitely find at least a couple of songs that will stick with them when they come to see the show, for sure.
Speaking of everybody, is this show family friendly or is this for adults?
I would say it's fairly family friendly. I would advertise parental guidance. There are some more suggestive themes, but it all depends on what you view as friendly. But I would say it is.
I think overall it is pretty family friendly.
Maybe
but
PG-13.
definitely- Yeah,
Maybe
for sure.
PG-13.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Now, how have rehearsals been?
They've been such a fun experience. Getting to know the whole cast has been such a treat. Getting to see everyone explore their characters both in the Tube Station and in Wonderland has been like amazing to see. Everyone's characterization is so rich and deep, so I think that's definitely going to be present as well.
Bellisima Productions is also a big advocate for intimacy work and intimacy direction, especially in the area. Our director, Nicolette Navarro, is very experienced and very educated in intimacy direction. So for a show like this one, there's not that much physical intimacy, but there is a lot of emotional intimacy and closeness. It's very good to have someone like her there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that intimacy that you're talking about between the characters and creating that with the audience, is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about how the original characters from Alice in Wonderland have an influence on the portrayals of your characters.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm a very big fan of Alice in Wonderland and pretty much all of its iterations. You see, I got Alice in Wonderland earrings on.
I see. I was looking at her earrings.
Got my teapot blazer. So I'm a big fan of the book. I always read it growing up. The Alice Adventures in Wonderland, and of course through the Looking Glass. And it has always been such a whimsical, strange story. And I always found myself a whimsical and strange kid. So
You connect a lot with Alice.
I connected a lot with Alice, and absolutely her character in the book so everywhere all the time is definitely contributed to how I decided to play her in this.
Now, I know you guys have been rehearsing. When is the opening show?
Tonight.
Tonight.
We open tonight.
Yes, very exciting.
Yep, we run for 2 weekends, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7:30 p.m. and Sundays matinee at 3 p.m.
Yes.
So for the next 2 weekends.
Well, you know what's so cool about this? This is taking such a classic story that everyone knows and putting a new twist on
Yeah.
that. Do you think a lot of people will still feel really connected, or is this really a whole different take?
I definitely still think that you'll be able to see the through line, like Megan said. Like even though Alice in this iteration is trying to retell the tale by heart, and like she may have gotten a couple of things wrong, I think the through line and the characterization of the Wonderland characters is present enough that you'll definitely feel that sense of Wonderland in the piece. Yeah, for sure.
The characters are there. The characters that you know from Wonderland are there, and you'll recognize them. And I think that's what's so fun about it, is if you're a fan of Alice in Wonderland, you'll love the show, but it has that deeper, more emotional story really over the top of it instead of underneath of, during World War II and the trauma that these kids went through in real life.
Yeah.
It's not really historical fiction. Things like this happened,
Right.
but how did they deal with it?
Yeah. Well, good luck with your show tonight.
Thank you
I'm
so
excited
much.
to hear how it goes. Viewers, if you would like to see the show, it's starting tonight and running through July 28th. For tickets and more information, just visit BellissimaProductions.com. Thanks again, and Mayor.
Thank you.